Hi, I'm One Kidney Mike. I donated a kidney in February of 2025, and now I'm training to climb all 27 peaks in Montana that are greater than 12,000 feet. Today, I'm at the Crown Mountain Trailhead on Memorial Weekend. This is going to be my most ambitious trip yet. And my plan is to actually get to the top of Scapegoat Mountain, which is over 9,000 feet. I'm anticipating that there's going to be quite a bit of snow towards the top. It looked like it when I was driving in. So I do have my snowshoes. My pack's pretty heavy because I'm actually having to carry all the stuff I'm going to need for the 3 days out. So 3 days of food, the tent, all that good stuff. So I'm pretty much maxed out this pack. Weight-wise, it's not too bad. It's at about 36 pounds is what I measured it at. And but it's just, as far as size goes, it's getting there. So my plan is to hike to the base of Scapegoat Mountain today, spend the night there, head up summit. If the snow is pretty bad, obviously it's going to kind of change plans and may not even be able to make it. So this is going to be just kind of a lot of let's see what happens. Well, I just got my first good look at Crown Mountain, and I've gone a mile in and about 500 vertical feet up. I have another 800 feet to go before I'm at the pass that's right next to Crown Mountain on the way to Scapegoat. And then it goes down the backside of Crown Mountain and then over to Scapegoat. You know, I'm feeling pretty good. The last mile I was going over 2.5 miles an hour the whole time, which is good for this pack. I had to pack heavier because it's getting cold here still at night, like pretty cold. So I brought an extra sleeping pad for more insulation, and I've got a sleeping bag, but I also had to bring, you know, some cold weather gear too. Well, I just made it over the pass by Crown Mountain, and I'm going into the Crown Creek drainage, which is this right over here. Very beautiful. And I'm going to be following this down until I meet up with the Continental Divide trail, and then I go up another creek. I'll have to look at the map to find out what the name of that is, up towards Scapegoat Mountain, where I'll be making base camp. Well, I've been going down the trail and following these prints. These prints got pretty big, and I was just kind of like, they don't look like they're people prints anymore, but they're very old and pretty melted through. But this one right here, these few, you can definitely tell the claw over there on that one too. Well, that was certainly a bear. Whether it's a black bear or grizzly bear, don't know. We are in bear country, so I am being loud just to kind of let bears know. The worst thing you can do is sneak up on a bear or surprise a bear. Otherwise, they pretty much don't really want to have anything to do with you. Well, I've got to the intersection to the next trail, and this should be the Continental Divide trail, just a portion of it. It's around 12:30, I think, and I've decided I'm gonna eat lunch. So I've set up a nice little spot here for me to just kind of sit down, eat lunch. I'm gonna go over to the stream and get some more water as soon as I'm done eating. And then I will continue on. We'll be going this way, up that way. Well, here's where the trail forks again, and I will be taking the Green Fork Trail here, number 228, over into that canyon right there. Still can't see Scapegoat Mountain, but we'll be following that canyon up, and hopefully at some point we'll see it. Well, I think I found a nice spot to camp for the night. Got a great view. It's actually kind of sheltered. The creek is just over there. So I think this is gonna be pretty nice. It's also pretty flat and soft. Not a lot of pokey things sticking out. So I think it'll also be nice to sleep on. This is the longest I've hiked. It's 12 miles in with a pack that heavy. The highest elevation I got was over 3,000 feet of elevation gain. I think it was 7,400 feet, and then came down. So, you know, I'm feeling good, but it's been a workout. So I kind of wanted to just drop everything off and set up camp. right now pretty much finished setting up camp. I'm going to probably just sit down for a little bit and then make dinner, eat, and then I want to head up more towards that way. There's a waterfall that comes off of those cliffs over here from a spring. So I'd like to kind of go check that out. Well, I finished dinner and I am going to now go and see if I can find that waterfall and just kind of scout ahead a little bit. Not gonna go too far, probably no more than an hour, so 30 minutes out. Wherever I get in 30 minutes, I should turn back. And the pack, the only reason I'm taking it is because it's a lot easier to carry some of the emergency stuff I need, like my personal locator beacon, the bear spray, which is down here. I also got some snacks, the camera, which I actually hang off of here. Well, there's that spring that's coming out of the side of the cliff face to make that waterfall. I know it's really hard to see. I'm using my action camera. I didn't bring the bigger camera with the zoom lens on it because I was already so heavy. That would have added an extra 5-8 pounds, somewhere in there. And so I just brought the little action camera, so you'll have to do with that tiny view of it, but it's pretty amazing. There's another waterfall, even more spectacular waterfall over there. And it looks like it comes straight out of the cliffside too. That is so amazing. I really wish I had the other camera so I could zoom in to give you a better look at that. It's been a half hour. I've gone a mile and I am going to turn around. I was really hoping that the forest would open up here so that way we could get a better shot of the waterfall. But unfortunately, it's actually just getting denser over here. Well, I decided to take a small detour. I knew from the map that there was going to be a lake around here, and I was thinking about hiking all the way up here and camping. I'm actually kind of glad I didn't, because this lake is beautiful, however, is very low. So you can also see just right there just how much snow that there's going to be when I get up there tomorrow. So definitely a good thing I brought the snowshoes. It's 8:30 in the morning. I'm about to set out. I've unloaded everything that I don't need out of the pack. I still have the snowshoes because I'm positive I'm going to need those. Whether I'm going to make it to the top or not, that's a big question, just because of all the snow. Although I do have all day to do it, I can just kind of wear myself out and then come back. So let's just get moving and see what we find. That's pretty spectacular. But with the snow on that ledge right there, I just don't feel like it's safe to try and traverse that, especially right there where you can see the snow goes all the way to the edge. And as you've seen in prior hikes with the snowshoes, when I'm going on a slope and trying to traverse it, the snowshoes do kind of have a tendency to slide downhill. That just doesn't seem like something I want to do. So let's go check out those waterfalls, because those look spectacular and I think will be a great consolation prize. Well, there's this snowfield right here. I'm pretty close to the base of it. I am gonna try and traverse over it just to kind of see how it goes. Well, I decided the smart thing to do would be to come down a little bit and then try and cross. And I wouldn't want to be doing that going across where there was a cliff drop off at the end, especially since I don't have like an ice axe or anything to kind of self-arrest a slide. Well, this is absolutely beautiful. You can see down there that lake that I was at. And then, as you can hear, I am right by this waterfall that comes out of the cliff. Decided that I would zoom with my feet and get up close for you guys. This is very steep. I've slid quite a few times. So I'm going to go down there and then go to the next one, the bigger one. I just got done taking a nap, and when I got up I was like, I can't do this whole trip without getting at least one peak in, especially when there's so many around me. So I've decided to do Half Moon Peak, which is a little ways down the trail. It's not far, about 1.5 miles before you start climbing up the mountain. That is a pretty big print. It looks like the whole way up a good portion of this mountain is through deadfall, which from a distance doesn't look that bad. Easy pathfinding, just go up. But having to go over and through some of these and coming down, I know I'm gonna be really tired, which is just gonna make it really that much more dangerous. So I think rather than risking injury, I am going to have another abandoned attempt at a peak. It's really kind of disappointing, but I've been walking through this for about 300 vertical feet, and there's another 1,800 to go. And it honestly doesn't look like it looks like at least half the mountain is going to be this stuff, and it's not thinning out at all. I was hoping as I went up it would thin out, and it's not. So I guess this is just going to have to be the way it is. I have just finished packing up, and now I am going to head back to the trailhead. It is 7:30. I got pretty okay sleep. It wasn't as cold last night as it was the night prior. I'm actually looking forward to getting back home, taking a shower, all that good stuff. Well, last time I was right here, I was able to just walk across this snow field. You can see my tracks right there. Of course, now it's 2 days later, 2 very warm days later, so we'll see how this goes. I would leave the camera on this side and then just kind of walk across. However, depending on how bad this is, I don't want to have to come back for it. So far, so good. Oh, yeah, it is a lot softer. I'm sinking there. I'm gonna put the camera away so I can have both hands. That wasn't too bad. I could have just gone around if I wanted to, but that was more fun. I think I'm about a mile from the trailhead. I just ran about a 1.5 miles. I mean, run. It was a very fast walk downhill. My watch told me that it had 10% left, so I was actually trying to make it to the trailhead before it died, but it's looking like I'm not going to. The watch is up to 15%. That was about, I think, 5 minutes. Drank a liter of water and switched the batteries out in the action cam. And now I'm going to finish speed walking my way back to the van, just because I feel good. I just made it back to the trailhead now, and so the trip total for mileage, according to this tracker, was 35.2 miles that I went over those 3 days. I am really happy with that. 24 of those miles were with the pack at 36 pounds, and this is the first time that I've been backpack camping since I was 25. I do go camping, but I kind of switched to car camping. It's a lot easier, but now that I'm training to climb mountain peaks, I decided that I better get all that gear again. So this was a really good test of all the equipment that I got and my ability to carry it into the backcountry and stay overnight. I was fairly comfortable. Even though I didn't make any peaks this time like I wanted to, I really think that this was a very successful trip in terms of just testing out the equipment and myself in such a long and prolonged hike. And I ran back probably the last 2 miles, ran, fast walk. I mean, I have a 36-pound pack. You can't really run. And it was downhill, so that helped. But I feel like that went really well. I want to thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. And I really hope that you have a great day.